God, we're live just like that. 9 o'clock on the East Coast. That means it is Thursday. That means it's time for this week of Gear Report. I'm going to try that again. Time for this week of Gear Report, the show where we talk about everything that's happened since last week when we did the show. And then we talk about things that are upcoming. And we have a special treat. As of, the last 8 episodes or so, we're bringing a cool brand in to talk about their products and all of that. We're going to get to that. I've already given you a hint on the screen here. All right. Plus that dude over there. But we're going to get to him in a minute. As usual, we give time for people to get the notifications that the stream has started and log in. I think Clover must be driving. I added him and I heard traffic.
Sounds like it.
All right, so let's do some introductions real quick. I have a button undone. I feel like I should have a gold chain in here just for looks.
Not the OnlyFans page, Jeff.
Yes, I know. I sometimes get confused on which page I'm on, so I appreciate you reminding me of that.
Yep.
Introductions. Hi, I'm Jeff. I'll be your tour guide this evening. And that guy over there is TJ. So in this view, I didn't mean to cut your intro off, but in this view, you can kind of see something I was so excited about that appears to not be working. Do you see this thing right up here? You can't tell what it is, can you?
No.
Nope. No. All right. I'm going to have to find something to put in front of it. It's an on-air sign, which is completely useless because by the time anyone gets here, they can already tell we're on air. But
right.
Yeah.
I see the glow when you turn it on. That's about it.
Yeah. I'll figure that out later. So another good idea that has gone awry here at Gear Report. Speaking of good ideas, I'd like you to hear from our Director of Snacks and Beverages, TJ.
Hi. TJ, Director of Snacks and Beverages. I'm climbing the ladder up here at Gear Report. One rung at a time.
Yeah, it's a short ladder, but the steps are greased to make it more difficult for you.
It is. It's a challenge.
It is. Yeah, we want to make it worthwhile for you. And not that if it's too easy, it wouldn't be worthwhile. So, You know what? I wonder if I need to take Clover off the screen because he has his camera and mic muted and I haven't heard anything from him. Is he there?
Do you want to hear Traffic the whole show?
You like the 90s band Traffic? I don't even remember what they sang.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that would be different than what we normally do on the show. I'll definitely go with that. How you been, Clover?
Well, except for editing. I hate editing video. So
oh my god!
Had a lot of that this week.
Yeah, after the 2 shows, I would think that you probably got twice the video that we have, and we got a lot of video to get through.
20 or 21 probably to upload total.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Overachiever.
Maybe.
Okay.
He's got to earn that media badge.
Yeah.
Right.
So we are 3.5 minutes in. I think it's time to introduce the guy who is so excited. Or at least so
half covered up with the banner.
I'm going to switch you over here.
There you go. That's
Since
better.
Clover isn't on screen anyway, we can cover him with the banner.
That's better.
All the good stuff.
Much better.
Should have made a teleporter noise when we did that or something.
Don't you have a soundboard?
No. I do have something. Oh, but it doesn't appear to be working. I'm clicking on stuff.
All
right. Maybe I don't. So, anyhow, for this week, we have invited Kevin, who you see down there. Kevin, would you wave to the adoring fans?
Hey there.
So GSL Technology, not Technologies. If you go to that website, you'll find a company that won an award in 2004 and still has it on the front page of their website. So completely different company than GSL Technology. Or if you go on Facebook, you'll find them at GSL Technology Suppressors, very cleverly distinguishing which company they are. Kevin's going to help us get up to speed with the background on the company and who they are, where they've come from, which is really kind of an interesting story, and the range of products and where they're going. But first, Kevin, the introduction. Who is Kevin? And yeah,
Sure.
I
Hello,
tried to make
everybody.
that as awkward as possible. Really, it
Hey
wasn't on
there.
purpose. It was more of a lack of competence thing.
Right. Jeff, thank you so much for having me on here. I'm really
Yeah,
excited to
absolutely.
be here. My name's Kevin Kinzer. I'm coming to you from Augusta, Georgia, and just very excited to be here. Stoked to link up with you guys. I've been working with GSL Technology suppressors for the last few years and really dove into their product line. I work in sales for them. I work in law enforcement and in dealer sales, and I do a lot of individual customer sales as well. And GSL is not a new company, right? They've been in business for over 35 years, and they've been doing suppressors a long time, right? Owning patents in the industry on the buy lock and quick disconnect. The reason why you probably haven't heard of them at your house or at your local gun shop yet is because the last 2 or 3 years we've really started marketing to the individual customer. Right? Prior to that, a lot of our manufacturing was private label. So we'd build a suppressor for another manufacturer and then stamp their name on it and then ship it to them under ATF variants just so they could sell it as their product.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, definitely a really exciting story. Having
So
been,
it's a neat company, and it's something that I suspect most people. I don't know if I'm unusual in this, in not really realizing how much third party manufacturing happens with things like this, where maybe a marketing company, a brand just doesn't have the tooling, the expertise, the ability to do something as precise. I mean, there's a lot of like in cans, there may be a lot of welding that happens in very tight spaces, and they outsource it to other people. So that's something that surprised me, and I think explains a bit about where GSL came from the consumer standpoint, right?
yeah, that makes total sense. Plus, all of the regulation, the ATF regulation that's wrapped up in that means that you're not going to see a lot of it. You're not going to see a lot of the back end production, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So there are 8 companies in the industry that GSL builds suppressors for right now.
Oh wow!
Right. And so those aren't really public release information. You know what I mean? It's not something that we generally advertise, but it is fascinating that you might have a GSL suppressor built in our facility and not know it. you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's really interesting. Wow. When we get off air, we're gonna have to go through. I'll have to send you like a list of all the ones that I have, and you can give me the nod. Like, you don't even have to say anything. Just we'll work out some sort of sign so I can tell.
So the big question has got to be, if you guys are still building suppressors for other companies, what's the difference between the suppressors from those companies and yours?
Some of them are exactly identical, right? They have a different name on the outside of them, but they are exact replicas of our product.
Wow.
So it's absolutely
So
fascinating. One of them I can really discuss to you is Gemtech,
Mhm.
right? GSL built every single Gemtech suppressor that was built or sold prior to 2016, right? We built
that
every
was
single
when
one of them.
that was when they were acquired by Smith and Wesson.
Correct.
Yeah.
2016, Smith and Wesson purchased the licensing, the rights, and started doing Gemtech's production. And since then, they've went to monocore designs and they've changed up some of their manufacturing, and none of it's done at GSL anymore, obviously. But a lot of our pistons, accessories, components, right? A lot of our splash hiders and muzzle devices are directly compatible with Gemtech's product line today.
Makes it easy. I like it. least for some people, it makes it easy.
Mhm.
So help me wrap my head around. So if we're talking about the same product labeled differently, right? So where's the marketing strategy come in for you guys, right? It's like pick us over the other guys, or do you care? I mean, is there price point issues? What's the story there?
I think that other companies that have the exact same product are probably selling it, at a premium with their name on it, right? We do ATF variants manufacturing, and so we can print the can to look exactly like it was produced by XYZ Arms, and you know, um, yeah, definitely an interesting concept though. How many forges are there in the US for lower
Yeah,
receivers
yeah,
for the AR-15, right?
yep,
Yep.
How many
yeah,
forges? Like 4 or
Yeah,
5?
not many.
Not many. And
Every
so it's pretty fascinating.
yeah. So how can I tell if my Gemtech can here was made by you guys?
What are the first 4 numbers of the serial number?
S15, I think. Am I looking at the right thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
he's getting old.
yep, the first 4 numbers right after the S.
S159. I can't count all the way to 4. You know, I get to 3 and I'm like, yeah, anyhow.
All right, so it's S159.
Uh-huh.
So that means that it was built 159. So that was built in 2015,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was
Yeah.
built at GSL's facility.
Oh,
In
cool.
2016, all of the suppressors after that were built at Smith and Wesson's facilities.
Interesting. All right. So I've been sitting here on one all this time, not even knowing. For years, honestly, not even knowing about the company, let alone that I actually own something that you guys made already. So that's kind of neat. So
We were wondering where you went.
here, yeah, I had to run to the gun room,
We were
and
worried. Like, oh, we
because
lost you.
according to the ATF, these things are deadly. They're
I know.
crazy dangerous. The thought that a mere mortal who's not a part of our government establishment could have one of these, like in his own possession, it terrifies our government. Apparently,
Oh,
so
they're assassins' weapons.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So what you didn't see when I turned the camera off is I put my whole black outfit on and pulled the
Right.
black ski cap over, and then
Mm,
snuck around to the gun room to snatch this out of the gun room. And I may or may not have whacked 4 people on the way there and back.
sure.
I hope not,
I
because
was wondering what took so long.
people in my
We've been going
office.
a while.
Yeah.
Sure. Suppressors, I mean, for those of the viewers that don't know, suppressors are legal in 42 states, right? They're legal to own, they're legal to hunt with, they're legal to carry, they're legal for self-defense, right? Here is a quick map.
I recognize some of those states that
Oh
they're
yeah.
not legal in.
Yeah. So out here in America,
Correlation.
yeah, it's interesting because I don't know that those states have the lowest crime rates in the country, but they definitely they're definitely not super fans of suppressors or NFA items.
Mhm.
It's the same map when you hold it up, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Honcho Fett is back with us today. There are only 3 forges in the U.S. that make AR lowers. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's true or not. I thought there were
There's not
3.
many. I know.
I thought there were 3 when PSA bought Spartan, and did that make 4? I don't know. But what I can tell you is when I went to Spartan Forge, um, it was a surprisingly rudimentary and low volume operation, and they were ramping it up. They had just installed a new forge, but it was still not going to be like super high volume, super fast. It was really pretty amazing to me how basic and rudimentary that forging process was. Let's see,
Mm-hmm.
rather lower blanks. I got you, Honcho Fett. I see what you're saying. All right. Might be more that makes finish lowers. This is just the forges that makes the blanks. Yes. If you're interested in seeing one of those, we've got some videos from Chad Wiley from Palmetto State Armory. I went and met him at Spartan Forge, and we did an interview standing beside one of the big forges itself. So you can see what the old one looked like. You can see what the new one looks like, and I think you'll be surprised. Like, really, that's how they make them. I suspect that this kind of stuff here. Oh, I should probably get us all back on the screen. Let's see.
Yeah.
These notifications.
I know, it's right there.
We've had this issue before. TJ's probably just sitting there rolling his eyes. We can't tell because he's not here because I can't get him on the screen. But so this new program that we're using, we just switched to this
I'm
Melon
shaking my
software
head.
a couple shows ago, and this is the one that vexes me when I make someone. All right, so I gave Kevin the screen. What if I click that to take it away? There we go.
Hey.
Now we're back. All right, now I know how to fix that properly.
There we go. Well, you
Nice.
know for now.
I'll forget by the time we get to it.
Oh, there you go. What the hell?
Oh, this is interesting. Man, we have so many options here. There we go. That works.
Living the Vida Loca there.
Yeah.
Having seizures and stuff. What's going on, Jeff? Come on.
Oh, Honcho's taking us to school here.
This one's not bad. I like this quad view. This is all right.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, come on.
He's got a whole bunch of them there.
You can't even see him down there. What are you doing? There you go.
What are you talking about?
Every time you put a notification, every time you put something up on the screen, you cover them up.
There. Okay, here's what we're going to do.
Help!
There we go. You cover me up. I'm fine.
Oh, I'm going to cover you up. There we go. Yeah.
He's gone now.
Covers his mouth, but I bet we can still hear him. Dang it.
Mm.
Okay. So, anyhow, so we have established that silencers are, in fact, not illegal most places. We've established the map that shows communist states that don't allow them. My words, not yours. I'm not putting your company behind this. The thoughts and opinions of GSL Technology are, something that they will disseminate. I will say whatever I want on my show, and you can agree or disagree, or just sit there quietly and go, yeah, I'm not opening my mouth on that one. Let's see. Honcho likes Dead Air Sandman, which is poor form because we have one of their competitors here on the show with us today, Honcho Fett.
Shame on you.
Although I got to say, I have found that in this industry, most people, even direct competitors, tend to get along, and
for the most part.
Pappas at Dead Air once took over Gear-Report for a little while. Not sure how it happened, but he said he was doing it, and I was like, I don't know, should I try to stop him or
No,
I don't know. So we just let him. All right. Who is that? Honcho would love a GSL suppressor. Well, I could tell you, as someone who has one that they made, it's one of my favorites. So, of the 15 or so suppressors that I have, this is one of three that I actually did the forms on. The rest of them are still on the books at Quarter Horse Arms because I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them or sell them or what. But this is one that I did transfer. I did the Form 4 on so that I actually legally own that one and don't just test it when I want.
Yeah, I've got two that are pre-16.
Yeah.
More like mid-2000s,
Yeah.
early 2000s.
That's when they just put like a pillow over the end of the muzzle, right?
No, suppressors. There's been decent suppressors for a while.
Yeah. So, what can you tell us about the background of the company? You've let on that you do a lot of OEM work and did a lot with Gemtech for a while. I went and did some homework, and it's something you and I've talked about at events before. Some of the background of folks at GSL and other companies have come from. How much of that do you want to talk about here versus then going into what do you make today? Where's the brand going? That kind of thing.
I'm down for anything. Right now we're making 40 different models. Right, we have 40 different models in current production, which is probably the most diverse product line in the market.
Yeah.
Right. We've got cans for 338. We've got this little guy here, the smallest suppressor in the world, the GSL pillbox for your 22 long rifle.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right. Which is kind of clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very diverse product line though. We build a couple that are very niche market, very specific to applications, right? Like we've got one for 5.7 and we've got one for the P90 that'll lock directly onto, your P90, your PS90 that's full auto rated. And so just a very, very, very diverse product line, Some for ARs. That Phoenix, if you click on that one there on the right, that one's been very popular recently for the MP5 and the Scorpion and your PCCs. It gives you a really flexible platform and the ability to kind of swap between different 9mm PCCs.
Right.
And so that's pretty cool. It's made of 7075 aircraft grade aluminum, so it's lightweight. It's been vastly improved over the Gemtech MK9K that we used to build. With this suppressor, we've reduced the weight and increased the sound reduction on it, and so that's exciting stuff. But like you had said about the industry, I mean, we definitely have a very close relationship. I got to, I've met and spoke with Mike several times, and he's a great guy. We've had great conversations. I met him out at SHOT Show, and it was very cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players in this industry. You know what I mean? A lot of competition, and so it's healthy because it drives. I just sent you the image. I don't know how fast you can get it up there, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, let me get back into there.
But competition drives innovation. There's that to consider.
It's going to be a little picture, but we will, let's see, Chrome tab. There we go. There he is. Pappas in his.
It is tiny. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the king in his court there, apparently. That's so how many times did he pull out the Jenny Craig joke on you while you were there? That seems to be his go-to this year, was that damn Jenny Craig. But I think someone tried to get him to go on a diet or something.
It was definitely an interesting time. So some of the other, probably one of the most interesting things, one of the things that's most often talked about and most often complimented is the mounting system that GSL incorporates. Right, we use that bi-lock mount, right? That's got two locking tabs that are different sized. Right, and so as your suppressor drops down on the edge of that locking tab, right, it gets on there, centers down there, and you push down and rotate a quarter turn, and it locks on. Right, so it's very quick to get on and off with one hand, which is significant, right? Because a lot of mounts are a lot more complicated. Something that's super simple like that and allows for repeatability and to maintain your zero, right? Keep your weapon shooting solid. That's pretty important. So that's something that's often brought up and often talked about.
Right.
Having GSL keeps those mounts in stock, right? Our QD mounts, our flash hiders, muzzle brakes. We keep them in stock all the time. And that's very different than some other manufacturers in the industry. And what else? We also include them in the box. All right, so you open up the box
you don't
after.
have to spend, $800 on a can and then immediately spend $300 to get adapters for the things you want to shoot them on. Is what you're saying?
Correct. They come in the box. There's also a tiny tube of Loctite in there, so you can lock the flash hider on if you like.
Mhm.
And that's pretty significant. Having those available, we can ship them straight to a customer's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
So,
a good point.
yeah, absolutely. And including those is really a big deal. And I'll tell you what, there are very few things that are so frustrating as to order something, you wait for a Form 3, it finally clears, you do your Form 4. If you're not getting it from a place that allows conjugal visits, then you don't even get to try to mount your can until the Form 4 clears. And historically, that could be 6 months to a year. At that point, you realize you don't have the right adapter for your gun. That
Always.
has got to be one of the more frustrating things in firearms. So having that already included in a kit, so to speak, is pretty cool.
Definitely. So all of our pistol cans also include the piston that's most popular for that caliber.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Did you meet Obnoxious One at the event? He's down here making yo-yo comments. He'd be the
He
angry
looks
guy
the
with
same
the
in
bright
the
orange
picture as he
shirt.
does in person.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't, you should. He's a nice guy. He was hanging with Sarge from C4 Defense at the gathering. They were running around harassing people and pointing cameras at them and generally being disagreeable, at least obnoxious. Sarge was okay, but yeah.
Mm. We might have seen him at our booth.
Yeah. So what is new this year? I mean, with 40 SKUs, I don't think I want to quiz you on every single item you have available right at this moment. But you
We're all
want to hit the
behind
high
you.
points on, like, for this year. What we still have in our agenda that when we bring brands on to see how SHOT Show went. So, for example, at SHOT Show, what were the things you were telling people about the most?
Let's see. 1 second.
That was more than a second.
All right. So while he's grabbing things, I'll go ahead and give our YouTube disclaimer that he is in a safe facility and he's only handling firearms that have been cleared and are empty and safe. And they will not be fired. They are display models just for this broadcast.
There you go.
All right. So, first thing off the wall is the Beretta Tomcat 32 caliber, right?
Yeah.
And it's clear. That's great. Okay, so towards the end of last year, we released a few new suppressors. All right, the first being this 32 caliber suppressor. It's called the GSL Alley Cat. All right, and is paired up perfectly with the Beretta Tomcat for 32 caliber.
Yeah.
Okay, it's user serviceable. It comes with a disassembly tool. It drops over this end cap, and you can remove the baffles and clean them out if you like. And then this is my James Bond gun for sure. Okay, that's kind of cool. Great sound reduction. It was designed for the Beretta Tomcat for semi-auto fire, but some dealers out there have already started using them on the VZ61 on the Scorpions and firing them full auto. And so,
Well, yeah, I mean, why not?
That's pretty interesting. And there you can see a few photos. Yeah, it's a very solid suppressor. And I bought the Tomcat just so that I'd have a demo weapon for my Alley Cat suppressor.
Yeah.
You can see the form factor, the weight, and everything there on the site.
Mm-hmm.
All right, super lightweight. It's made of 7075 aircraft grade aluminum.
So is that standard? Like, is everything made of the same 70-75, or do you have other options?
For pistol cans, most of our pistol cans for pistols and PCCs are made with that same 70-75. That's
Okay.
what your billet lowers are made with, right? It's
Mhm.
strong metal and very, very durable. And we've got some suppressors that we've had on rental MP5s for over 20 years
Oh my goodness.
that are made with 70-75 aluminum.
Wow.
And one of them I heard about most recently was never cleaned in 20 years, and it had 1.2 million rounds fired through it.
Nice.
That's crazy.
And so, trying to think if it's on the website. It's not on
It
the
was
website.
significantly heavier than all the others, but it still worked.
Oh yeah, it was completely filled with carbon.
Oh my goodness.
I bet.
And then eventually it stopped reducing sound. And so, which makes total sense. So we sent them a brand new suppressor.
Huh.
And the 1 million round suppressor is still up in Jackson, Michigan at GSL's facility.
Oh wow.
If I send you a link, can you see it? A bit easier than a photo, maybe?
Probably. Yeah.
Let's try that.
Oh, geez. Playing with fire now.
I know, right?
We're all going to vanish.
We're going to get burned. There we go.
Yep.
Look at that. That's the 1 million round suppressor.
Yeah. Take that, TJ, and your lack of faith.
So that suppressor was fired 1.2 million rounds.
Crap.
And when we got
That is crazy.
and it's made of 70-75 aluminum.
Wow.
Right? And when we got it to our facility in Michigan and found out that they had a documented 1.2 million rounds, we sent them a brand new model and said, go ahead and keep shooting. And so that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Just a bit dirty.
So, yeah, that's like
You see the carbon buildup.
that's wonderful
Okay.
for you guys too, because someone else paid for the ammo on all of that testing.
Mhm. This is what I show people when they ask me if they need to clean their 9mm suppressor.
Yeah,
I say, how much ammo do you have?
yeah. Clean it every million
Got
rounds.
1.2 million rounds.
Yep. Because this one was never cleaned, not a single time. It was actually left on that MP5 for 20 years.
Wow.
No
That's
big
a
deal.
testament to an MP5 that it would run that long too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that MP5 is still in rental use today, and yeah, just crazy.
Yeah.
Honcho says suppressors are self-cleaning, right? They are, especially your larger bore, your higher pressure things,
Mm-hmm.
right? But 9mm does have some carbon, some grit, some lead accumulation there. So, you would have to fire an entire case of ammo every week for the next 5 years to do this.
Mm. That's what dishwashers are for. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tune in next week. Honcho Fett will give us more relationship advice.
So the Alley Cat was one that we talked about at SHOT Show. I've got a second can. Right, this guy here, it's called the GSL Fat Man suppressor, and we developed it for the MP5. Right, for our military, our law enforcement guys that are kicking down doors and clearing rooms. They wanted great sound reduction in a shorter form factor. Let me see if I can center it. There we go.
There we go. I'll bring you back up here.
They wanted some great sound reduction in a smaller form factor. And so this suppressor comes with your MP5 tri-lug mount already included.
Right.
Right? And it's 2 inches in diameter. It's a big, fat suppressor. And it's rated for your full auto fire. Okay? What's really fascinating about this suppressor is that this mount is removable. Okay? So I can pop off this tri-lug mount that comes with the can. Right? Take that off. And I can put a direct thread mount on here. and be able to put half by 28, half by 36, and direct thread this on my PCCs. Right? I've got Scorpion mounts. I've got one for the Uzi. I've got one for the Micro Uzi and the MPX, and just a wide assortment of calibers or of weapon system options.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty fascinating.
So we traded Clover for Ghost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how that happens sometimes.
Oh, the A team's here now.
Yeah. We got everyone warmed up with the
Good
opening
here,
line.
buddy.
And then I probably clicked the wrong thing and booted him and didn't even know it because I don't recall him saying anything. I just looked down and I was like,
He's already pissed at you anyways.
Poker's gone. I know.
He's
So-
editing video.
I'm gonna
He's moody, bro. He's moody, so you have to understand that.
good point.
Jeff pissed him off at the gathering, so
Yeah. I saw a rainbow. I was like, I'm gonna go steal your gold, bitch. And he's like, enough of the leprechaun jokes. But no, the big deal was that we showed up a day later than we initially had hoped, and he was supposed to be staying with us there. And when we didn't get there, whatever night it was, we were going to get there Wednesday night because the event started Thursday, and then I had a conflict and had to bump it to get in there Wednesday or Thursday morning instead of Wednesday night. And he's like, "Well, great. I guess I'll sleep in my car."
He slept with us the whole week, I guess. And honestly, I think he was kind of happy after seeing all the rain come down. I don't think he would have been real happy on an air mattress in the mud.
I wasn't happy there.
TJ was well. What he's saying, what TJ's saying. I'm the TJ whisperer here. I can.
Okay,
I can
let him
give
interpret
interpretation.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, what he's saying is he wasn't just happy. He was like elated.
Yes.
It was beyond happy. Happy doesn't.
You would have thought that Clover would have been happy. I mean, it was St. Patrick's Day, like the day of the leprechaun, and he was just grouchy, man.
Yep. And I'll tell you something I don't understand, Kevin. We were neighbors at the gathering. I saw his buddy Nate in the office. I was like, "Hey, you guys got to come up and get some burgers and stuff." "Oh yeah, we'll be there." And I think they looked at the tent and were like, "That looks too sketchy. I'm not coming. I'm not going there."
I did see the picture of the lounge. You guys had set it up pretty nice, man.
Dude, listen, I had burgers, dogs, beer, bourbon. We had it all up there.
We did. Our director of snacks and beverages earned every bit of his title at that event.
Yes. Except during the day at the gathering when there was no food or water available to anybody.
Jeff, did we have burgers around like 12 o'clock? I think so.
I think we did. That one, what was it, Friday that we went back? Because you went to get something and they didn't have any. So
Saturday.
we all hopped in the Humvee.
Oh, I wasn't there on Saturday, so.
Whatever day it was. We hopped in the Humvee and rode back up the hill, got some food.
Yeah, I saw that the barbecue truck was there for like 2 hours. And I was like, really? I mean, really? You know? Oh, well.
I got this from Clover this weekend.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, see, man, don't do that. He's already got a big enough head. He doesn't need any more.
Yeah. He failed on us, actually. Yeah.
Trying to think, do I have one?
Mm.
I don't even think I have a clover tag patch. So you're ahead of me.
Oh my goodness. You know what I just noticed? On my bag, I'm going to rip this off of my bag here if I can. I got to be careful doing it because it's separating. The Velcro's coming off. I suspect that is from someone trying to steal my glow-in-the-dark Ghost Tactical patch.
I don't know who that could be.
I don't know.
After years of trying to steal mine at SHOT, someone's trying to steal yours now?
Trying to steal yours. I just showed you yours. Yeah, so that was a nice detour. So did you guys talk? Did you and Kevin talk at the event? Did you make it by GSL?
I didn't see them. Where were they?
We were in the pavilion in a blue tent right next to, not far from CMMG and.
Oh, you were there by Riker then. I don't know how I didn't see you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
It was
I'm
just
not real smart. I can't spell. So if your company name is 3 letters, that's one too many letters for me.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, my son told me he was bragging. By the way, Ghost, he was bragging to someone. Oh, it was at the scout meeting yesterday. He was bragging to someone about how he had gone to the event and he was happy to have been there. But he was like, dude, and this guy, he's like this really experienced. I can't remember how he described him, but basically, he just stopped and said, "You know, he told me his title at one point was gunfighter, and he said he actually gave me some instruction. It was one of the greatest things in my entire life. So you got to tell Ron
I
that."
talked to Ron today, like about 2 hours ago, and we were talking about that. And I said,
Yeah.
the cool thing about it is, Randall doesn't understand because he hasn't been around this a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of cool that an 18-year-old kid who got his very first instruction ever, really,
Yeah.
besides dad, was from Ron. I mean, a great instructor, and that's one of those things that doesn't happen very often. So that was really awesome. I'm glad you and JJ got some video of that. That's pretty cool stuff.
I had pumped you up and told him he had watched some of your videos, and
Yeah.
I said, that video you showed me that you just watched, that guy's going to be there. And I bet if you ask him nicely, he will take you on the range and teach you some stuff.
I 100% would have, Jeff, but I'm sitting there looking at Ron going, like, this is one of the top instructors in the country. And,
Sure.
for me, it was like, this is a perfect situation for Ron to do. I would have done it, but if Ron went there, but I just looked at Ron going, man, this is the perfect opportunity.
Sure. Yeah.
And he did a great job.
Yeah. And if I would have thought ahead and brought some ammo, then we could have had it be a little bit more interesting. But
Well,
all right. So anyhow, I thought that was an interesting event. You cut out a couple days early. We cut out at the end of the day Saturday, and
yeah, we cut after Friday. Yeah.
yeah. So Kevin, you guys were there the whole time.
Oh yeah, we were there Wednesday night through Sunday. We had a blast.
So was Saturday as big as they thought it was going to be? They were saying maybe 700 people on Saturday. I didn't know how that worked out.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's
Spread out
difficult
through
to
the day.
really judge. Yeah, they were spread out across.
Was it busier than Friday though?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
We had a great time. I went to IWI's booth and I brought my
Something
Uzi
for
Pro
board.
pistol. Well, I brought the Uzi Pro pistol I had with me, right?
Nice.
Because GSL builds a suppressor specifically for that weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard you guys are doing some work with some MP5 stuff too. Is that not? Did I hear that wrong?
We definitely are. Definitely
My
are.
boy.
I mean, we.
Yeah, I think you came in right as we were talking about the
He was talking about
1.2 million
There's
round.
this guy.
Man.
There's this guy.
Oh.
So we've got
Oh.
actual QD tri-lug suppressor, right? In the
You say
Phoenix.
QD?
Yeah, quick disconnect. Right? QD, quick disconnect. And so I can take this Phoenix suppressor that's rated for 40 decibels and take that guy off and put the little GSL Fat Man suppressor on here. Like so.
Nice.
Right?
So-
and use this for my 9mm PCCs and my MP5. But what I was getting to, though, the Uzi Pro pistol.
Yeah.
See if I can get it. There we go. All right. So the Uzi Pro pistol from IWI has the same barrel nut as the Micro Uzi. All right. And so those of you that aren't familiar with the Uzi platform, there's an actual barrel nut that stops the barrel from falling right out of it. Right? So a lot of manufacturers are using this 1/2x28 threads at the top and putting their suppressor on here. And what GSL did was we're actually using the barrel nut itself, right? And the ratchet action locking that suppressor on there directly onto the barrel nut. So I brought this suppressor out to IWI's booth and it quickly became a very popular weapon.
I would imagine.
So, very fun. I mean, this suppressor is, a scaled down version of the full size Jericho suppressor that GSL does for the Uzi. All right, so it's rated for full auto fire. It's made of 7075 aluminum. It's 10 ounces, so it's fairly lightweight.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Very cool.
So,
Was IWY aware of it before that?
oh yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they sent me the Uzi Pro pistol. So,
Okay. Well,
so
there you go.
I definitely had an opportunity to show him this suppressor and how that mounting system works.
Right.
Right? And the fact that it locks on there solid and gives you a very clean, very factory look. It's kind of hard to see it from the camera, but it doesn't step down. Right, using that actual barrel nut action is pretty solid.
Oh, that's awesome.
See that?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wicked.
For anyone who missed it, all the weapons, all the guns you see in here have been cleared, and it's inside in a safe environment. So, YouTube folks, no need to get your panties in a bunch over this. It's all safe.
Put on my iPro.
There you go. And you've already got Ear Pro on, so you're good.
Right.
There you
Good to go.
Yeah. So the Fat Man series, that how do they compare volume wise to some of the others? I mean, I'm assuming that's the whole idea is you've gone to kind of shorter and bigger around, so you have a similar size volume inside.
Yeah. Hey, let me grab another one. Never have too many suppressors. All right. So this guy here is the GSL Stealth 9mm suppressor, and this is fairly close to what you'd see with your Rugged, your Obsidian 9, some of the other 9mm cans in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Except this one is 7.2 ounces, so it's fairly lightweight. All right, so this is generally what you'd see in that section. The GSL Phoenix is 2 inches in diameter.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it's a much higher volume suppressor.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's rated for 40 decibels of reduction.
Jeez.
Okay, so this will get your MP5, your Scorpion, your Uzi, your 9mm PCCs down well below hearing safe levels, and just make it a lot more fun to shoot.
Sure. So what do you need to do so whatever that was on, what do you have to do to the sights to make them usable? Like, will suppressor height sights still be hidden by a can that's that big around? Do you need like a
this you would not use on a pistol, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have the pistol piston mount. This is developed for PCCs.
Got it.
Right. So the reason I show it there next to that, pistol can is because it shows you the form factor differences
Gotcha. Okay.
in a can that's 1.375 outer diameter versus one that's 2 inches in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm assuming like just the standard like Magpul style flip up. If they are running flip up irons, that can's not going to protrude anything towards
totally
the sights
fine.
at all. So you're good to go. Yeah.
Or your optics, any optic in the world is going to clear it just fine. So absolutely solid. This suppressor has been in existence for a long time. Right? This one, the GSL Fat Man, we released towards Thanksgiving, towards the end of the year last year.
Yeah.
As kind of the baby brother of this can.
Is that still 2 inches in diameter, is it bigger?
It's still 2 inches in diameter.
Okay.
Right, but this one
Oh,
is
wow.
a lot shorter form factor.
Yeah.
And this one's developed for like your entry weapons, right? Your door kickers, or your nightstand MP5.
Yeah.
Who doesn't need a nightstand MP5? I mean, let's be honest.
Who doesn't have one?
No, I don't want a like 10 MP5. I want like multiples.
Oh,
Right.
well, that's fair.
Need a
That's
couple.
fair.
Dual wheel.
Yeah. Well, I have two hands, so.
Right. Well, I'll keep the Uzi in one hand and the MP5 in the
There
other.
you go.
Dude, that's pretty solid right there. That's pretty solid.
That's yeah.
Ah,
I feel
not
like
terrible.
every now and then I'm able to pull off a flex, but not quite like that.
Not the MP5 and the Uzi. That's pretty
Oh, my
solid
goodness.
flexing right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little dap on that one.
Right.
Absolutely
Okay.
exciting stuff.
Let's do a little tour real quick here of all right, am I on the right thing? No, I'm not. Let me get back up
He's gonna lose
here.
us all.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You may as well just say goodbye now because it's about
He's gonna
to
lose us all.
Okay, so
Oh.
different places you
Yes.
can find them. Just as different places you can find them. So we should probably do a bunch of like housekeeping stuff. So if you haven't given us a like yet, please do that and leave a comment so we know you're out there. Because this is supposed to be an interactive show. If you want to learn more about GSL Technology, you can find them on all the big platforms. You see GSL Technology is where they are on Instagram, and let's see, share this tab
Yep.
instead. We see them. Oh, maybe we don't see them. All right, let me go back and click that again.
Go to that link tree link that I sent you. It's bit.ly/GSL links. And that has our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, social media accounts and everything all centralized in one spot.
Yeah, come on, Jeff. Step up your game. What are you doing over there?
I know he sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh wow!"
Yep.
That
So
gets
on
easy.
this platform, I mean, you can see I've got links there that take you over to YouTube or take you to Instagram, and you can kind of connect up with our website, social media channels, everything on there.
Oh, want to schedule a meeting with Kevin? I'm going to save that one. I'm going to click that
Yep, there
tomorrow.
it is. Boom.
Right.
Online now. Click here.
Yep.
Main Instagram page. My first Form 4.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's
Man, they
some
even got their he's even got his OnlyFans page on there. That's awesome.
right.
Yeah.
Listen,
And my Venmo in case you need to send me money.
There you go. Are you on Cameo?
Yep. And so this link tree, again, it was bit.ly/GSL links with an S. And that will get you to all the social media channels. It's got our catalog on there. It's got product info. It has my business card is at the very bottom of it. And so lots of data.
That's actually something that I wish others would do. That's pretty
Yeah.
ingenious about putting a business card on there because a lot of people don't do that. You're actually the first person I know that does that. That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah. So you can find Kevin on YouTube. I am Kevin Kinzer. And let's see.
Yep. That's all my channels.
More stuff on here. Yeah, so definitely go check out that link tree and check out all the different pages for the company, for Kevin himself, and give him likes and follows and all that stuff. So let's say that there are folks watching who are like, would y'all just shut up and sell me something? Where can they go? They're like, hey, I'm a fat man, and that fat man would make me happy. So let me get one of them. How do they get it?
Again, go to that same link, right? My business card's right there. You can send me an email, phone call, text message, anything. If you send a DM to our Facebook or Instagram accounts, you can order a suppressor on Instagram.
So,
right?
That's awesome.
To do that, are they? So do they need to know anything? Like, do they need to know who their local SOT is, or is that something like you can do a search and find it for them? And
yeah, we can definitely help them out. We can route a suppressor to any Class 3 dealer in the country. And so if they have one that they prefer, we send it there. If not, we can send it to one that we've worked with in the past. and they can do the transfer in their home state. You know.
Yeah. Good.
So suppressor, like we had said earlier, suppressors are not illegal. They're not for assassins, right? And they do a lot more than reduce the sound of a weapon. Right? Suppressor reduces the recoil. It gets your rounds more consistently on target, right? Better accuracy. It's great for teaching new shooters.
Yeah.
You know? And so as people are getting into shooting, having suppressed weapons definitely makes a very significant impact on their confidence and reduces that muzzle flinch and that scare factor of getting into shooting. And so, yeah, I mean,
You convinced me. Okay.
I'll get one for
So-
you. I'll send
I got
you
a
an
question.
invoice.
I got a question because I get asked by viewers all the time when I have suppressor companies on my chat and all that, and I get it, especially with the time frame the ATF takes to get stamps done. Do you guys offer like payment plans throughout while you're waiting for your tax stamp, or is it a buy then, right then?
It's pretty much buy it right
Okay.
before
Okay.
it's shipped
Yeah.
to the dealer. Right?
Yep.
Because once we transfer it in ATF to the dealer, it becomes the dealer's property.
Right.
And then once it transfers from the dealer to the individual, it's now the individual's property.
Yep.
And so there's some financing options, some layaway plans that some dealers are coming up with, but
not directly through you guys.
not directly with GSL yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's something we're looking into doing some kind of financing in the future. We've already sourced a couple different companies that are looking into providing that service. So it's definitely something potential on the horizon.
Heck
All
yeah.
right. So
Might waste
what kind of times are you seeing lately on Form 3s and Form 4s?
3s are the transfer from GSL to the dealer, right? Those can take as little as 5 hours or as much as 3 weeks.
Oh wow.
So it's variable. The Form 4 is initiated at the dealer, and that's the transfer from the dealer to the individual customer. And that has actually dramatically increased in the last 90 days.
I noticed that.
The ATF rolled out this new e-file system. It's electronic, and it's supposed to be a lot better streamlined. I've seen a couple Form 4s at 23 days, 29 days, right? Some around 30 days.
There we go.
Yep.
And so some of them that were submitted in February have already cleared.
Yeah, I know that they they came out with that. They said between 30 and 90 days, and that sounds still like a long time, but it used to be 9 months, a
Right.
year sometimes. So even if
Months
it's
and
90 days, that's a heck of a lot better, you know?
90 days is still an infringement.
It is.
I agree, but it's still better than 9 months.
But yes, it definitely
90
is.
days and any paperwork at all is ridiculous and absurd.
I
And
understand.
the
Sure.
fact that we sit back and accept it pisses me off.
Yeah.
I tell you what's interesting is there are many countries in Europe that won't allow you to shoot without a suppressor. Like you're required to shoot with one. And we're over here going, no.
Right.
Yeah.
It's because of the
Thanks,
movies, man. I'm
Hollywood,
telling
for
you.
all the
Exactly.
gangster movies and, convincing everyone that you have to be an assassin to put a muffler on your gun so that you don't kill your hearing.
Right. Well, the National Firearms Act of 1934 looped suppressors in with machine guns. All right. So the process to get a fully automatic weapon is exactly the same as getting a suppressor. So I can go to my local gun shop and I can get approval for a handgun in less than a half hour. And I can take the handgun and the bullets out with me within less than an hour, right? But the suppressor I can't take home.
Oh my goodness, let's not let them put a butt stock on a 10.5-inch AR. Oh my God, the horror, you know?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So the NFA is an entirely different animal, but I think getting it removed getting suppressors and SBRs removed from the NFA would absolutely be a huge win for the firearms community.
We should have had it in 2019, man. We should have had it. We had the House, we had the Senate, we had the President, and the Hearing Protection Act just kind of failed. I don't get it. I still don't get it.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah.
That was the sound of me biting my tongue right there.
I understand.
Yeah, and I'm sure everyone here is like, "Yep, I got so many things I could say about it, but
Thanks for reminding us, Trey.
best to just not." Yeah,
I'm here to bring down the vibe. That's what I do.
Awesome.
So what are you selling the most of now, Kevin? What is the most popular? And then I'll tell you the next question is gonna be, so that's what you're actually selling the most of. What do you think you should be selling the most of? Like, is there a sleeper in your lineup that it's like people are buying this and this is awesome, but holy smokes, if they knew about this one, yeah, you want to attack those?
So here's the top selling suppressor for 2020. Okay, 2021 rather. The GSL Woodland 22 suppressor. Right, it's a super popular entry place. Everybody gets into shooting, into suppressed shooting, because this is a lower cost of entry and the ammo is significantly lower cost. So 22 is super popular. This suppressor specifically, out of the 6 models that GSL builds for 22 caliber, this one is the most popular seller. It's called the Woodland 22. All right, and it's 2.7 ounces. All right, so it's half the weight of a lot of the products there on the market, which is very significant. All right, we've got the pillbox, we've got the flea, and then this one, the GSL Woodland 22 suppressor, is a pretty solid performer. 2.7 ounces. It's exactly 1 inch in diameter, exactly 5 inches in length. And so it makes it a very solid performer. Right. Full MSRP on it is $317.
Wow.
Which is a pretty solid price point.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, and it'll work on pistols or on your 22 caliber PCCs, you know, your 22 caliber rifles, like an AR-22.
I've got an MP5 22. It's based off a Ruger 1022 barrel.
Yep.
I bet you that would be awesome for that.
Yeah, it would work on the MP5 22. It's got half-by-20 threads on there.
Nice.
And I actually took it this weekend at the gathering, and we fired it on the Heritage Tactical Cowboy. Right? And that was awesome. They've released a revolver for 22 caliber now. And we fired it on that. We fired it on the TX22 from Taurus.
How'd that go?
And it was incredible. It was great sound reduction. I've got some videos already uploaded of them.
That's probably as close as you're going to get to actual Hollywood silent, isn't it?
It was wicked. Wicked quiet.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the best seller. What do you think should be? What do you think, like, of all the product catalog? Like, if people knew about this, we'd sell out immediately. What fits in there?
1 second.
Well, when you have that many SKUs, I mean, it's kind of hard to choose one, I'm sure. Uh-oh. But he went right to it, didn't he? Oh, AK.
No.
He went with the 7.62.
Because it's got the banana clip.
All right. I'm back from the wall.
You went to the 7.62, didn't you?
I did. I pulled down the AK. All right, here we go. So I pulled down my very first AK. All right, I got a banana clip on it.
Yep. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I got the wooden dong on the front.
Yes, you do.
All right, and so here's the suppressor to rule them all.
Nice.
Okay, this is the sleeper agent suppressor out there.
You should call it the sleeper. That'd be kind of cool.
And what model is that?
So this is the PSA AK-47. Okay. And here's the fascinating part that's about to blow your minds. Okay. If you're familiar with AKs at all, you know that a lot of the mounting mechanisms are very complicated to get suppressors on and off of them. Okay. The GSL multi-cal suppressor you see here, you push down, rotate a quarter turn, and then you pull it off.
Oh
So
my.
that's got that bilog that you talked about earlier.
Correct. So I've got a 14x1 left-hand bilock there. I also have these four. Let's see if you can see it there. There you can see that
So is
bilock
that
flash hider.
is it attached to the brake there or the flash hider or no?
So this is 14x1 left hand. So the threads that were on the factory AK, right, locks right on there, and then I can take the suppressor off, right? And like I said, you push down, rotate a quarter turn to the right, and it's on there.
Nice.
Okay. This suppressor is rated for 96 different calibers, from 300 Win Mag down to 22. Okay. It's called the multi-cal. All right. And do you see the specs there? It's 16 ounces.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a 16-ounce suppressor. Do you see that video on the top right side? It's got black. If you scroll up there, right there on the right, it says everything that you would want to know about the multi-cal. And in that video, I did a really solid breakdown of the components, the flash hiders, the direct thread mounts, and everything.
Okay.
But this has been probably the second top seller, but it's definitely one that is very, very interesting and should be the very top of mind. Okay, this one's made of titanium, where a lot of the multi-caliber options on the market are stainless steel. Okay, this suppressor also uses that bilock flash hider system, which is great. This little guy, my 1/2x28 flash hider for my AR-15, is included with the sale of the suppressor in the box.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I also have a 5/8x24 QD mount that's included in the box.
Right.
Nice.
I also have direct thread mounts for 1/2x28 and 5/8x24 that are included with this suppressor. All right, so all four of those mounts. So I can take this, drop it in there, and direct thread this suppressor on my bolt guns, right? Put it on weapons where I don't want to have that QD functionality. I can direct thread them on there, and right out of the box, you can put this on a very wide variety of weapons. Okay, it's rated 22 up to 300 Win Mag. Right, so you can use this on 6.5. You could use it on 300 Blackout, 308. You could use it on your 223s. Right, the barrel length restrictions on it are very low. Right, it's rated down to a 7.5-inch 223 weapon, and right there you can see the caliber list, Jeff.
Hold on, I'm still scrolling.
You're still scrolling.
It might take a while. It might take a while.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of some of those.
Sure.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And so that's pretty cool. This is a solid option, right? Like I said, it comes with those mounts, the QD mounts and the direct thread mounts already included. You can put it on your AK. You can put it on your 15 millimeter, 14, 13, your 18 millimeter, right? You've got a lot of flash hider mount options, thread pitch options. Okay. And it's $11.89 is the full MSRP.
With all of those adapters.
With all of those mounts included.
Which honestly, that price seems to be about what the going rate for a multi-cal can like that would be. But then you're going to have $50 for each adapter, or $75 for each adapter.
Yep.
Or $120 for each adapter.
Yeah.
Or you might not be able to find those adapters anywhere.
Yeah.
That's true too.
There's that.
It's pretty cool.
But like I said earlier
awesome.
in the show, GSL keeps our flash hiders in stock all the time. Right? So you can call me if you get a new AK tomorrow. You can call me and say, "Hey, Kevin, I need another 14x1 left-hand flash hider," and I can ship it right to your house, which is pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
All right. We also have them for 24x1.5, right? For like the AK 104s and for your larger AKs, you know.
So if we capture one, if we buy one on the black market, I mean, not that anyone here would do that, you know.
Mind blown.
Never mind. Strike that question from the record. Never mind. We're not going to go there.
I've got a pretty good source in Ukraine right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Billy Bob, he's
So-
recovering all kind of stuff with his tractor.
Lots of options, and that one being full auto rated is pretty solid as well. Titanium, Inconel construction, where, like I was saying, a lot of multi-cal units are made with stainless steel, and they try and do too much sometimes, right? As soon as you have a suppressor that you're trying to use on rifles and on PCCs and on pistols and on 338 and on 22 caliber and on, you know what I mean? As soon as you try and make a suppressor do every single caliber,
It doesn't do any of it.
it doesn't do any of them well, right? So when
That
you
might be one of the better value versus price
right.
out there when you talk about what all you get and what you're able to use it with. That's pretty awesome.
Yep. So
Wow.
that's the sleeper agent,
Yeah.
or not so much anymore, right?
Yeah.
Not now.
They do very well, right? They do very well in sales. And the guy
I
that
think
wants
you, I
one
think
for
you really do need
223,
to create a new suppressor and call it the Sleeper. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty
sure.
cool name.
Well, I was just looking. My prior favorite, like in the, I don't know how many I have, 15 or whatever cans, was the Liberty Mystic X, and it's similar. I don't think the list of calibers was quite that long, but it's stainless steel on the inside. So it sounds like this would be a little bit more durable with that. You said the
And
baffles
lighter.
or the Inconel, is that right? Is that how you
Right.
say it? Inconel?
Inconel, yes. It's a aerospace metal that they use for satellites and space shuttles and stuff like that. You know, it's highly corrosion resistant and highly temperature tolerant. So it's perfect for the nasty environment that a suppressor is in.
Well, and let's be honest, most people don't realize that you're supposed to clean your suppressors. You know what I'm saying? Like they just run them and they don't realize, oh, these things need to be cleaned every now and then.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
They're good.
It's not a
good to know
big
that they're
deal.
going to go.
It's not a big deal, especially for 308 and 300 Win Mag. Like you're blowing so much pressure
Yeah,
through those cans. It's not a
they'll
huge
clean it
deal.
out.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you ever cut the muffler off of your car and cleaned it?
I do that every week, don't
I
you?
mean, it fell off once. Does that count?
Doesn't count.
Florida, everything rusts apart down here, so it was, just fell
Right.
off. It's fine. I put it
Yeah.
back on. Sounds fine.
Gorilla tape, I'm telling you.
Sure.
Yep.
But still very interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
All right, so we got the best selling. We got the sleeper. Is there anything else that you wanted to call attention to, as far as like a specific, a new model, something different? I saw in looking at some videos and other stuff before the show, doing my show prep, I saw one that was camo. Do you guys do coatings, or do other people coat them for you, or how does that work?
So we do single color Cerakotes in-house, right? If you want to get one in FDE or you want to get one in, some other off-the-wall color, that's totally fine. All right, we can get it together and make it happen for you. Some of the designs and patterns and multicam, I think what you were looking at was the GT450, right? The 450 Bushmaster.
Yeah.
That one's rated for 450 Bushmaster, 458, and 4570. And so a lot of hunters, right, really like that suppressor. You see if I've got mine right here. All right, it's a direct thread unit. It's made of titanium and absolutely incredible. All right, and so some of those will get done in multicam or, kind of blending in with the hunting environment. It just depends. We can get them coated and, shipped out to your FFL, or we can ship them naked. Some of our cans ship out now with no coating on them at all.
Oh, okay. And you can do
we
whatever you
ship-
want to with them?
Right, and then you can have your
Nice.
Cerakote. Say you've got a guy who's a Cerakote and a SOT,
Mhm.
right? We could ship the suppressor to him and then have them Cerakote him in whatever color you'd like. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Obnoxious says Jeff has people doing that for him. I'm not sure what he's referring to specifically. Probably cleaning stuff. That was a big ongoing. That was a big ongoing. I want to call it a running joke, but I don't think Toby's joking when he gets on me about cleaning firearms, and I'm like, dude, I clean what I carry. I don't clean stuff I'm reviewing because I need to see how it does when it gets dirty. But
well, at least you don't break down a gun and let springs go flying in the mud. Just saying.
did Toby come by your booth and take all your stuff apart? Because if not, Kevin, I feel like we left you out because he did that at most booths there.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about 200 miles an hour and bing, stuff's going everywhere. And the people are looking at him like, who?
Like I turned my head for a second and look back, guns apart. Like, Jesus.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that out at the gathering. There were a few people that came up and, dry fired every single weapon that I had there. Playing with stuff, tearing it apart. It's like
it had to have been Toby. Had to have been one of them. Had to have been.
Yeah. Oh, I see what Obnoxious was talking about. People liberating mufflers. Because I had a muffler stolen off of my car in my own driveway. And people tell me, like, the police came and they're like looking around going, you mean right here in this driveway beside the Humvee?
With the saw mounted on it? They didn't take the saw, but they took the muffler off the Prius.
I said,
because you're flexing with all those Priuses out there.
I said, honestly, it's, one of them stays in the garage. There's only two outside, but it was literally parked right beside the Humvee. And I was like, dude, I would think that, let's talk to the police officer. So I would think if I was looking for a place to rob something, I would look at this house and go, I'm more likely to get shot here than anywhere else. And he just kind of looked at me, said, well, yeah, that's fair.
Probably agreed. Yeah, probably agreed with you. Sure.
Humvee out front. Like,
yeah.
The Priuses threw them off.
I don't know who did it. They had some balls. Me and the dog, we had a nice chat that morning. I was like, brother, you got one job. One job. You didn't do it.
Let's be honest. Do you really have balls if you're really trying to steal a Prius, though? I mean, let's just be honest.
So they had to jack the car up and then cut the muffler off.
They could lift that thing up. They don't have to jack it up. They can just lift it up with one hand.
Probably. Maybe that's how they did it.
Yeah, they might have.
I don't know.
We're going to try it next time. Next time I see the Prius, I'm going to lift it up.
Do it. Yeah, look, Randall's not mine. I like mine. All right, good. So I'm gonna make last call for comments out there. People have been a little light with the questions this evening.
What's up with that?
Well, I'll take credit for part of that. This was a late invitation. We talked to Kevin a couple days ago at the gathering before it was Saturday, I guess, before we left, and said, "Hey, there may be an opening this week," and I didn't get back to. So I got back and checked. It was actually next week that there was supposed to be an opening, but I hadn't heard from the folks that were supposed to be on. Well, come to find out, the brand that was supposed to be here, the person that was assigned to do the show, isn't with the company anymore. So in the last month, he either got fired or left or something, and they didn't have anyone who could come on. So I was like, "Hey, Kev, can you still do this?" And he came on in a hurry. So normally we'll spend a week or two kind of hyping up, letting everyone know who's going to be here. And I really appreciate you coming on at short notice. And I do apologize. I think we probably would have had a little bit more interaction had more people been here. The good news is we'll have this out on YouTube, one of the world's largest search engines, so people can learn about the company and the products and how to find your link tree. That's in the description, so they can get all the links to everything. And I'll apologize up front if you get a bunch of meeting requests tomorrow. You're the one who shares the link out there. So
Yep. They port right into my calendar. We'll be all right.
Nice.
And you're very brave for putting your cell phone number out there because people will text you at weird hours. Just saying.
It's all good.
Yeah. So, well, that's awesome. Please let us know as if any new stuff comes out you want to talk about, and something I've offered to several people who've been on with the brand is if you ever want to come back and be part of the panel and ask questions about other brands that come on, maybe we can arrange that as well. And especially if it's in conjunction with the new product coming out, we want to do a whole new show on it, but we can have you talk for a couple minutes during someone else's, as long as it's, I was going to say, as long as it's someone you're not going to fight with on the air, but
That might be good TV.
that kind of train wreck, that could get a lot of views.
A little heckling going on, it'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that could be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Let's go.
Yeah. So anyhow, thanks for coming on. What is there anything coming up that we need to look out for? Anything you hadn't released yet that you wanna spill the beans on anything?
I'm going to be doing some traveling this summer and here in the next year. I'm going to be at the Pocono Raceway event, hosted by Tall Timber Tactical, coming up in May in Pennsylvania. And all of that stuff's on our website too, right? If you go to gsltechnology.com/events, there's a listing there that shows where Kevin's going to be. And
Where's Waldo now?
where in the world is Kevin Kinzer?
All right, you'll be there.
There it is. So you'll see some of the events that we've hosted in the past, and you see the gatherings right there from last weekend.
Uh-huh.
And so some grand openings that I'm going to, the NRA meeting, and I'll be in Grand Rivers, Kentucky in June for the Metal Madness shootout.
The Metal Madness.
So exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Metal Madness. Is that as cool as it sounds?
We're going to find out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. NRA, we'll see if it happens. I'm optimistic it might actually happen this year.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I'm just ashamed they put it on Memorial Day weekend because that screws me.
I was debating whether I wanted to go to this one. And then I got invited to, I do content in a variety of different markets, firearms being one of them. And I got an invitation to go film a big sailing catamaran regatta that's just off the coast of Houston a couple days after that. And I was like, well, you know what? I may go and just hang out for a couple days and then go do some sailing as well. So that could be interesting.
So, when you're out there sailing, do you play Christopher Cross and all that, or what?
I sing it. I don't play it.
Oh, fantastic.
No, I mean the sailboats. These are racing boats, basically. We don't.
So these are like the America's Cup type boats.
Oh no, these are much. They don't let me touch. Those are like billion-dollar boats.
I don't know.
They don't even
what
let me look at those boats.
I don't know what a catamaran is. That's the same thing as
it's like a stripped down pontoon boat.
Yeah, with a sail on it. They go really fast.
It's like It's like two canoes tied together with a piece of piece of wire between them.
Terrifying, actually.
Trampoline on it.
Oh,
that sounds terrifyingly fun.
It's terrifying with someone who knows what they're doing. You get me driving, it's like terrifying, exponential. Yeah.
Look, Ma, no hands.
Yeah, it's funny that because I filmed for one of the top little racing catamaran channels in the world, I get invited to things and they think I know what I'm doing. The guy who runs the channel has been teaching sailing and running sailing schools for 30 years. And I tell him, like, y'all know I'm not Joe, right? Joe knows what's going on. I just happen to have a camera and I'm willing to go do stuff. So yeah, it's a rude awakening when they're like, no, you can take the boat out. I'm like, whoa, you don't know what you're saying. Yeah.
But I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, I had a guy's brand new boat Like he'd only sailed it once or twice. He's like, man, it'd be an honor if you'd take it out. I'm like, okay, you clearly have confused me with someone else, but I'm not going to pass up the chance. I went out, and so on a catamaran, if you get one side up out of the water, they call it flying a hull. So I went flying past him and was like, dude, if I flip his boat right in front of him, this is going to be embarrassing. But would have made
So
for a
this is the boat, like when you get that one side up, you actually are sitting on that top side. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
It's what he was driving in Waterworld.
So this weekend we're going out. I'm taking, because I'm a scout leader, we're taking our scouts down to the beach to go out in the ocean on a 38-foot catamaran, like a blue water catamaran. Wow. And I think that's going to be pretty neat. And I'll be honest, I'm scared because I don't like the ocean at all. I was okay with the ocean until
saw Jaws.
Until that didn't help. But when I was in the Air Force and went to Air Crew Survival School, they taught us all the nasty things that happen out in the water, like especially in salt water, especially out in the ocean. And ever since then, I'm like, I don't even want to go out there. Like, keep me away from that stuff.
Sure.
You're in their territory at that point.
Yeah. I just don't like it. So let me see. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, flying a hull. This is Joe, who actually knows what he's doing. Sailing at his resort in Greece, which I'm actually hoping that towards the end, I was going to go spend a week with him right as the Rona was starting, and that got canceled.
In Greece?
Do a bunch of filming in Greece.
Awesome.
People don't know about this. They're like, he does gun stuff. He does the Humvee stuff, the guitars, the backpacking stuff. But I am not an international sailing phenomenon like Joe is, but I am associated with Joe very loosely. So I'm going to claim fame by association, or at least notoriety. Whether it's good or bad, is yet to be seen. But yeah. So I did this on that brand new little cat that the guy
I'm sure he appreciated that.
Yep. And didn't crash it, got it back to shore and didn't run it up on the beach too hard or anything. I was actually like, I don't know how I pulled that off. But as far as he knew, I knew what I was doing. Yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing, didn't I? There we go. Yeah, imagine that. I'm gonna get you the ability to control this at some point, TJ, and then
he's only got 37 tabs tonight, though. So he's
and then you'll be like,
duty.
man, I don't even know what those buttons are for.
I won't mess with the buttons. I'll use the buttons that I know how to use, and that's it. I'm simple tech.
Yeah. So
share comments and move screens. That's all you're getting out of me, and then music that I like.
I need to do one more thing here. So let's see. View tab. So let's see. Show on stream. Let's pull this up. And we haven't talked about, we keep getting away from our regular agenda because I like to dive in and talk to brands. So what has been published
last week?
What's been published? See, I don't know that we talked about that. Let's just go back to. All right, so a couple things since the last time we talked about them. I think we talked about the Manus Laser Academy review that AJ did a couple weeks ago. That has become the most popular article on the site since it was published. It's been getting a lot of traffic, so that's people are liking that, and the Manus products are pretty cool. So definitely go check that out. I did some organizational stuff, and we had one tab up here about all of our live shows. And because it's an embedded video on each one, it was taking too long to load. So I broke them out. So episode 1 through 50 is on a tab. 51 through 100 is on a tab. And then, so we're 103 tonight. So that will be
3 tabs. Hell yeah.
I know it. 3 tabs just for that. Now. So if you want to see any of the back episodes of This Week at Gear Report, go check those out on the amazing 3 tabs under live shows for This Week at Gear Report, depending on which section you want to look at. And then let's see, what else was after that? We had 1, 2, 3, 5 ways to be a better shooter. I don't think we've talked about that. That's an article that Caleb put out, and it sounds. Anytime I hear 5 anything, I'm like, oh my god, it's one of those YouTube, clickbait things. But no, he's actually got some really good stuff in here. Like take a training class. Not gimmicky, dry fire daily. He's actually given real stuff, not just trying to sell stuff like most of those lists are. Hit the range with a purpose. I kind of dig that. I know a lot of people, they go to the range, they just make expensive noise. They're not actually accomplishing anything. Get a training partner, spend your money on ammo and magazines, not new gear. I don't know. He kind of lost me at that one. But it's probably good advice, though. Probably good advice. So you can go read more detail on all of that. I think that is a really a high quality article that has a title that's similar to some of the garbage articles that other publications put out. Trey, do you want to talk about your torture test? We haven't talked about that one yet, have we?
Nope.
No, so we put the BRG9 through the crucible, and yeah, I was a little skeptical. I'm skeptical of putting any gun through that because I don't want to ruin a gun, but especially being a new gun to the market, I thought it'd be a good idea if we put that through the crucible, which is water, then sand, then dirt, then mud, and then we shoot those individually, and then the final stage is we dump them in all of them at once and shoot it. And a couple issues with sand. That was the only one that really had issues, was just pure sand, just straight sand. Had a misfeed, but then once we kind of got it cleared, then everything ran great. The only issue that popped up really on any of the tests was that when you get that kind of, and it's not surprising, but when you get that much stuff in a gun, sometimes the slide lock did not lock back on the final round.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the worst thing that happens, everything's shot flawlessly. If you're interested in an XD9, this is kind of an XD9-ish type gun, but better. I'm actually, the trigger's working on me. It's getting better and better. I was surprised, like I said, for a gun that MSRP's at like $399, and you put it through all of that. I was very surprised, and it comes in a great case with a cleaning kit, several mags. It's a great little product.
Yeah, all I shot was like a mag through one at SHOT Show, and I was impressed. And then he said the price, and I was like, seriously?
Yeah.
It's, I haven't got one to review and beat it up like you have, but the little bit that I shot it seemed like they're coming in low to try to steal market share. I imagine
they are. They're coming in low, but they're coming in hot. Also, they're coming in with a product that is. We're talking value versus price again. You're talking about a $399 MSRP with a gun, and it's in. I think TJ, you shot yours, I'm sure, and it's surprisingly good for what when you hold the $399 gun, you have certain expectations, and then you hold it. Ergonomics on it are really good. The trigger's not bad. It's better than an XD9 trigger. I'll put it that way. But yeah, I'm quite surprised. So yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so if you want more details on the little nuances of that pistol and how that review went, go check out Trey's review and the video on the Ghost Tactical channel, the written review here at Gear Report. And then AJ published another lockdown product. We got a bunch of those. I've actually got a couple here in the office that I've been testing, and this one is an automatic cordless magnetic LED light that goes inside. So when you open up your safe, the light comes on and gives you plenty of light. It looks pretty good. So I would go check that review out if that's something that you think you could benefit from. And Lockdown's got some neat stuff. Go check out their puck as well. I've got one in my gun room that monitors, anytime that door opens, I get notified. And
is that the same company? You were talking about that about a few months ago. The same company. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Nice.
So those are the things that have happened since the last time we talked about them. Some of the articles that have been published, upcoming stuff. TJ, you got some things that are getting close, don't you?
Yeah, the TX22 competition from Taurus, the BRG9, the AREX Delta 2, and then the CRS 556 from Wolfpack Armory. They're all like super close.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I need to do.
Going through all my pictures. That's the problem. Is my hundreds of pictures going through and selecting the ones I want to download to Gear Report so I can put them on the article.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I have to select. I can't just put them all in there. You'll flip.
Yeah, AJ's got something else in the queue. I don't remember what it is. That'll probably publish. Hopefully, that'll publish tomorrow morning. If not, it'll probably be early next week because I got to pack for the sailing trip tomorrow. And seriously, I'm nervous, man, because I don't like the ocean. And this is a gorgeous boat we're going out on.
How far are you going?
I don't know. Hopefully, not very far. If he tries to go too far, I'm going to be like, brother, you need to get closer to shore.
Yeah, I can't see land anymore. That's it. We're done.
Yep. Yeah, that's making me nervous. Bunch of different gun stuff. We got a bunch of videos we shot at the gathering that need to be edited so I can get those posted. I've still got videos from SHOT Show that need to be edited and others as well. So tons of stuff coming. That's something that wasn't on the website, but if you go to the Gear Report YouTube channel, I actually thought I had lost a few videos. I had a device that died after SHOT 2020. I had edited some videos and hadn't uploaded them yet, and I thought they were just gone. And I found them. They had been backed up online on my Google Photos account. So I was out of space and checking what can I delete, and was like, wait a second, I thought these were gone. So one of them got published yesterday, I think, and the other will get published like next Wednesday.
Lost SHOT footage.
And they weren't like something timely. It was more like follow us around SHOT Show and see what the experience looks like. Although the one that got published, if you like super cool stuff, it was about 7.5 minutes of SHOT Show and about 8.5 minutes of Battlefield Vegas when TJ and I went out to their FOB outside of town and shot artillery and mounted weapons. And I think the flamethrower actually wasn't in that one, which was a little disappointing. But anyhow, that cool stuff's out there. We've got a bunch of videos from Battlefield this year. We spent time with the heavy hitters that maintain their, that's what they call the crew that maintains all their tanks, which is very timely with all of the Russian tanks that have been in the news lately. We've got some videos on Russian tanks. You can go find videos of me sitting on top of a Russian tank in the parking lot while we're doing donuts. That was pretty cool.
You need to like Photoshop a Ukrainian flag on top of that tank for your thumbnail.
I could probably do that.
Saying.
I may have the skills for that. Okay. So I think that's probably good enough for what we have coming to Gear Report. We got lots and lots of cool stuff. And I'll be filming on that catamaran this weekend. So you'll see some of my video up on Joyrider TV here in the next couple of weeks from that.
So if you start crying in the middle of the ocean, will you please publish that video?
Maybe.
All right, thank you.
If it's either like funny or if it's tear jerking, if it'd be
it'd be funny regardless.
That's so terrible. Then I'm not going to publish that. If it's really humorous, yeah, why not?
No. I'm going to just send you the Jaws soundtrack all the time.
Yeah. I knew you were there for me. Thank you.
I got you, buddy.
Way back. I got your back, but it's way back.
Yeah. Well, you got to have my back, so you know where to put the knife. Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Thanks everyone for being here. Somehow we almost hit an hour and 40 minutes again. We're probably going to hit it. So thanks for bearing with us. Thanks for sacrificing an hour and a half of your time. You're never getting that back. So I hope you got something good out of it. We learned some cool things about GSL. Thanks, Kevin, for coming and telling us about the brand.
Yes.
We saw the event you're going to be at. So hopefully some folks will watch this and reach out to get their hands on some of those cans. Sounds different when it's a guy. Like if you had a female,
Sounded weird. I'm not gonna lie. It did sound a little
I'm
weird.
going to send some people to get their hands on your cans. That would sound different. But
That should be,
really
dude. That should be like a T-shirt or a patch. Just saying,
Patch.
get your hands on my cans.
Yep.
I'll make a banner for it.
Grab my cans.
Oh, my phone ringing. Oh, dang it! I think HR is calling again. Hello. Yeah. No. Yeah. Hey, spur of the moment jokes. You get what you get, right? So, thanks everyone for being here. Kevin just told us what he's got coming up. Any parting words you want to leave people with?
No. Feel free to check us out. Check out that bit.ly link and reach out anytime.
Yeah, and that bit.ly link he's talking about is in the description of the video, so you can find all the links to all the different places they are, all the places Kevin is. Ghost, what do you have coming up? Anything you want to plug real quick?
I really don't want to plug anything except for, if you guys don't mind giving me a second, a couple of my buddies are part of what they call the MARSOC 3, and if you're not familiar with the MARSOC 3, Google it. It's right there. We started a fundraiser for their legal defenses, and these guys that were falsely accused, falsely charged with the death of a contractor back in 2019. This is 3 years into it. There is no evidence ever except for self-defense, but they're screwing these guys. They're holding promotions, they're holding their pay, plus legal expenses. So if you go to my Instagram and in my profile, there, Free the Three, there you go, brother. If you go in there, Danny and Josh, I mean, they're good friends of mine. I don't know Eric, the corpsman, but I know Danny and Josh. If you go to my Instagram or profile or on my YouTube community tab, there is a link for a fundraiser. We're trying to help raise some money for their legal defenses. So if you guys are out there and the word Semper Fidelis means something to you, you don't have to give a lot. If you got $1, any dollar amount helps, or just share it to someone you think might help. We're trying to raise some money for these guys' legal defenses. So that's my big push right now, is trying to help these guys out. So thanks for giving me a few minutes for that.
Yeah. And that's a terrible situation, and hopefully
it's terrible.
We'll get positive a resolution as is possible. I mean, if they just get clear of everything, they still have been through a pretty miserable situation.
They cleared Eric, who's the corpsman. They cleared him a couple weeks ago, but he was in a separate trial. They separated because he's Navy. They separated him from the two Marines, and he got cleared for everything. And it's like, so what about Danny and Josh? You know, like, if this guy, because here's the thing, it was a fight that was started by someone else, and then the fight, and then they actually try to help this guy. They gave him medical attention and took him to a hospital. How could that be something other than self-defense? And oh, by the way, we helped the guy. So it's a bad deal. But yeah, that's what it is. Politics and military, go figure.
Yeah. Anything cool coming up on the Ghost Tactical channel?
Yeah, today we just dropped the Trailblazer pivot video. That's a pretty cool little thing. Tomorrow we drop the Umarex, which is one of the coolest things I've ever had in my life. The Umarex double barrel arrow gun. It is cool. Saturday we've got how we set up our battle belt with the Wilder Tactical belt. So people don't know how to set up a belt, we kind of show them how we set up ours. Then we have a Sky video dropping Sunday, and then we'll have, I want to say, Centuries AP5 on Monday. We've got a bunch on the next week to kind of get through the shooting sport showcase we were at and the gathering. We're just going to kind of go a video a day for like the next week. So it's one of those things where we're just going to dump them every day and just, see what happens. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't want to keep going with the gathering and the shooting sports showcase next month. So we're just going to kind of dump them every day, a video a day until for about 2 weeks.
Good. All right. We'll look forward to those. TJ, what you got coming?
Did we discuss this?
Hey, I'm trying to go in order here.
All right.
Anything you want to talk about for your parting words before
you're at the director level, bro. Like,
but I'm snacks and beverages. Sam.
Yeah, but I wouldn't dare skip over a director level person.
Listen,
like that would be
I appreciate I appreciate it. Now, just I'm finishing up those few. I said I got one more, probably 2 more rounds. I'll go pistol day at the range, and then I'll hit rifle day at the range, and then be good to go. Try to knock those out, and then spend hours looking through the thousands of pictures I have.
Yeah.
Easier if I just upload them all to just Gear Report and be done.
No, that would be terrible.
Don't do that because we'll run out of room again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the site host is going to.
That's why I'm so selective with them. I'll go through Picasa and be like, all right, what about this one? All right, what about this one? And I'm like, all right. And I'll get it down to like 5 or 6 at a time, and I'll shove them over there. Because eventually I'm going to put a bunch over there. No more room. I'll be like,
no more room.
Yep.
That's going to be pissed at me.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. There, see, we're going to hit that hour 45 minutes. So it's time to shut it down because we're right on schedule here. We'll be back next week with who do we have next week? Oh, you remember who we have, TJ? It's John with Advanced Shooting Analytics.
Yes.
So
Finally.
put your thinking caps on next
Finally.
week. He has got some
That will be some
really interesting stuff.
tech talk.
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough to join that chat, I don't think.
Yeah,
I'm not smart enough to be in that chat.
I'm just going to be the eye candy next week. He's going to have to do all the intelligence speaking. And TJ, you can chime in every now and then. But it's going to be
it.
It's some really neat
eye candy right there.
I know, Jeff.
If you want to know how to shoot accurately and repeatably, they're going to go over some of the technology and things that they do to when they're building firearms to help make you more accurate and precise and all that jazz. So thanks again for being here. We'll see you next week. Until next time, we'll see you